Okay, welcome to an update video. It's not really a full episode, but this is just an update video from the previous episode, which is episode 10. So last time we left off, I said I will continue doing a bunch of research, and that is indeed what I have done for the past dozen cycle. However, one major change that I did that I want to update you guys is I've totally replaced my carbon dioxide um, rocket with a petroleum one, and I would let you look at the piping later on. But let me just talk about how I achieved this. So the most important thing is the spacefarer module and the battery module are actually in the exact same position as before. How I did it is I deconstruct the base and then measured, because you kind of need to measure how far it needs to be from the bottom to allow your height for your other machinery and stuff. So I actually look up the wiki and I just actually did like very detailed observation here, and I just measure out the height of this rocket platform to be this area. Yep, because once you build your rocket platform in the wrong height, you can't really deconstruct it. If you deconstruct it, then the rest of your rocketry parts um is gonna you are not able to add on stuff to it anymore, and it's just gonna be a lot of issues if you calculate your rocket platform to be at the wrong position. So I calculated it and I put stuff at engine here. This engine height is 5. This one small oxidizer is actually 2. Then I have the battery module over here. This one is actually 5 large liquid fuel tank. You need this for the petroleum engine. And here I have 2 trailblazer modules. Each of them are a height of 3, and this one is nose cone is a height of 2. So in total, this rocket, I only measured this part. I haven't measured like the total length. Let's see, it's about um 30 tiles high. Okay, I think you can actually check this from the rocket in details itself. Not sure. 29 tiles, but this rocket itself is 30 tiles. What do you mean? What do you mean 29 tiles? I think this doesn't actually include the rocket platform. If you don't discount the rocket platform, this rocket is 28 tiles high. Okay, so this is the full form of the rocket that I'm going to use for later space exploration, for late game space exploration. And I'll worry about hydrogen rockets later on. For now, at least for the few hundred cycles next, I'm just going to use this rocket. And yeah, so how I did it is basically the most important thing is just keep these two intact so that you don't have to rebuild this over again, and calculate the correct height of the rocket so they can build the rocket platform. Another thing I've done is obviously you need to connect this fuel to your petroleum pump. So obviously this thing needs fuel, 900 kg in fact, to be specific. So the piping runs all over here. You can see that there's piping here, and how I did it is there was already an existing pipeline here that's feeding the petroleum generator. I just connected it up here and it's getting pumped out here. What I need to do is actually disconnect this from receiving petroleum. But you ask, how are you going to stop this from receiving petroleum if the petroleum pipeline just passes right through? So the answer is, because this thing needs to output carbon dioxide to function, I just disconnected the carbon dioxide output so that this thing stops functioning. It says pipe block because there's no carbon dioxide output. Once I output the carbon dioxide, it will start functioning again. As you can see here, there's a bunch of petroleum inside. There is at 186 degree. If these things actually start working, it'll produce a bunch of naphtha and completely destroy my plastic. So what I've done is just disable this thing, disconnected this thing so it's not able to produce, and the naphtha inside is just going to sit there until the temperature here drops to below 165. Then I will enable this by connecting the pipe up again. Once that is done, I will start producing 160 degree plastic again. But for now, I'm just going to keep this thing disabled. This means, unfortunately, that I will also have to disable this, but that's fine because this liquid in here is too hot anyway to be pumped out. And how I don't really want like existing pipeline of petroleum here because it will cause a bunch of issues later on if the petroleum are stuck in here. So I've actually just measured out the exact amount of petroleum to be pumped out. So I can actually control this with this hydro sensor over here, and then just measure 900 kg exactly. Well, not to be exact, but there's still a little bit of liquid left here, but since this is vacuum, it's not going to exchange heat with my base, not going to cause any issues. Yeah, so that is what is happening. In terms of research, I'm working on this red bulb propulsion, and I queued this up to be done next. And after this is done, I'm just queue up all the miscellaneous stuff to be researched next. Okay, the most important thing is the research. I did a little bit of calculation. I need about 370 data banks more. So I'm just going to send my duplicants into space on one last data collecting trip. Okay, so here I've actually queued up the crew to be sent up. The first thing that needs to be done is I have to enable all these terrariums, because right now I've disabled manual use and I need to allow manual use. Okay, so that they are tended to again, because right now they are not really producing. And let's see, I'll check the errands. Okay, the guys are actually delivering stuff inside. As you can see, okay, I've set this to crew, so I expect all the crew to come in. Destination set fuel. Rocket does not have enough fuel to reach its destination. Okay, I haven't even, not on the launch pad. What do you mean not on the launch? It's on the launch pad. Not on the launch pad. On the launch pad. I wonder what this means. Destination not set. Destination is very easy. I'll just change it to here. But not on the launch pad. What does that actually mean? Because I haven't actually dealt with petroleum rockets before. This is my first time actually building one. Even in the base game, I only built steam rockets, so I don't really know what this error message means. All crew boarded fuel. It's not fuel. Cargo manifest is not fuel. What do you mean it's not fuel? It's completely full. And the small oxidizer tanks are also full. Fuel. If the tanks are full, wait, why does not enough fuel to reach the destination? It says fuel. Wait, what? It does not have enough. That's impossible. Let's change. This destination is further maximum range of 0. Why is it 0? There's petroleum in here. I have no idea what's going on. Must the petroleum actually be on, fuel tank be on top of this petroleum engine? I don't actually know. Fuel, not on the launch pad. What do you mean not on the launch pad? What's a launch pad? Payload opener, blah blah blah. I have no idea what's going on here. So I will just do a little bit of testing to see what is wrong. I'll look up the wiki for a little while longer. But my original plan was to send the Ducans one last time into space, and you guys can just see me sending them off. And I was trying to test the power generation of the engine, because the engine actually output 480 watts itself, but it doesn't show where the engine output the power. So I assume that the output is directly connected to this wire fitting somehow, and that just means that I don't really have to have the battery module loaded. So right now it's at 0 joules. I wanted to test if my electric appliance will still work even with 0 joules in the battery module. I did not expect it to not be able to launch, so I will just do a bit of background test to see what exactly is the problem. So this is the update video. Next time I see you guys, I'll probably have sent this rocket into space and collected the 370 data banks needed. And next time I see you guys, my plan is just to deconstruct all of the interior over here. I'll have a redesign of this area over here, because I do not need the orbital data collection anymore. This rocket is going to be a space colonizing rocket rather than a data research rocket. So I'm just going to put a bunch of atmosphere down here. The wall toilet is probably going to stay unchanged, but the rest of this is going to have a design overhaul. So yeah, this is just a quick update video for you guys. I will see you guys on episode 11.